So in this segment, we're going to be talking about the potentially the candidates for the BBC chairman role. Um, Sounds like an outdated term. To be fair, probably be called chairperson at some point. Um, so if we talk about the role specifically, I couldn't find a lot of information beyond this. The chairman of the BBC is the head of the BBC board, responsible for maintaining the independence of the BBC and overseeing the function of the BBC to fulfil its mission. The chairman is formally appointed by the monarch of the advice of the state, so it's chosen by the ruling party. Sir David Clementi has served as a chairman since 2017, and his tenure is up. So if we look at the two people in the role, what do you see? What do these two people have in common? They're very conservative, deeply conservative. Andrew Neil, the chairman of the Spectator, and obviously Nicky Morgan, who is a baroness and also a Tory. So Boris Johnson is seeking to rebuild bridges with the BBC by appointing as its new chairman a prominent figure from the right who does not want to blow up the national broadcaster. So Boris Johnson, after saying that the licence fee, I think he want to change the law around it so it wouldn't be a criminal offence to not have the licence fee, is trying to build bridges now. And I think what he's trying to do is keep the BBC, but just basically weaken it. And because people still like the BBC. The Prime Minister is drawing up a long list of possible leaders understood to include the former cabinet ministers Nicky Morgan and Amber Rudd. God, not Amber Rudd. All are seen as credible figures with both the BBC and the Conservative Party, and that's the important thing here. He's trying to find someone who the Conservative Party likes. And so that's what makes Andrew Neil slightly interesting, because a lot of Conservatives won't like him because he does take him to task. The two men had a brief phone chat in the past few weeks, and are expected. So this is with Lord Hall. Expected to meet face to face soon. Insiders say Johnson wants to get on with it, and the lineup by autumn, a chairman to replace Clementi. So Johnson is appointed, ruling out a berserker to the role. John Whittingdale, accused by some of being a hammer to the corporation when he chaired Parliament's Select Culture Committee, will remain a culture minister. So this article, it does talk about some dude, Charles Moore, who doesn't have a TV set at his second home in a flat in London, and has refused to play the license in the past. So they don't want to get him in because because he's a savage. By the looks of it, he really doesn't like the BBC. But at the same time, they want to say, look, it could have been much worse. So that's an interesting point here in the article. Here's this article written by Daniel Leo Olias and Ken Mackay. So took two of them to write this very short piece. So fair enough. So what we can learn here is the fact that the new chairperson of the BBC is going to be Conservative first of all. So not a Conservative as in a member of the party, but a small c Conservative. So what that means is someone who believes in the ideology, but potentially someone who could keep the BBC going. And what's important is to note that the BBC is meant to keep its impartiality. And so how can you be impartial when you're this guy or this person here, a Conservative MP, former minister, and now a baroness, and also this guy who he does keep his impartiality fairly well in most cases, but his biases do show on things like Twitter, and he has been known to say the odd stupid thing like calling Carol Cadwallader, I think that's how you pronounce her name, the cat lady, and Carol Codswallop. So I think he's not a good choice either. I think what you need is someone who, I don't know, actually, maybe someone who's a bit more centrist in politics, but also someone who, it's tough actually. Yeah, who would you get in? Someone who is a bit more. Oops, I'm gonna sneeze. Someone who actually understands objectivity to facts. So when say for example in 2016, if Brexiters say a lie, someone who'll call them out on that lie and won't both sides everything, won't say, one person says this, another person says this, what's the true story, you figure out. Someone who will actually call out people, someone who actually understands that, journalism isn't about one person said this thing, another person said this thing. Journalism is about, if one person tells you sunny outside, the other person tells you it's raining, the journalist's job is to stick their hand out the window and figure out what's going on, and to actually inform people in such a way that they'll understand. Is to hold people accountable, the powerful accountable. That's what a journalist's role is supposed to be. And so if the new chairperson won't do that and will just stick to ideological stuff and won't call out Conservatives when they lie, and will be overly aggressive towards the left and Labour, then I don't want that person to be the chair. They don't understand what their role is. And so that's what kind of frustrates me at the BBC, is that they've always trying to toe the, I get criticism from the left and the right. Well, it's not always equal. You know, what I want is someone who actually understands objectivity. So when someone lies, I actually call them out. I don't want that BS fact checking lie, that BS fact checking stuff. Where they're like, well, you know, Joe Biden said there's 15 million unemployed people, but latest figure shows only 14.8 million. So that means Joe Biden's a liar. Just say no, he's slightly over exaggerated. He slightly exaggerated the figure, or he's got the figure slightly wrong. But it is very close to what he said. That's the kind of person. That's the kind of people I want in the BBC, where you know, the Mehdi Sun types, I guess, which I guess Andrew Neil is kind of, but I do feel like he's slightly less aggressive to Conservatives, unless your name is Ben Shapiro, because that was brutal. But yeah, so what we can see, just to conclude on this article before I ramble on forever, is that the new chairperson of the BBC is going to be a Conservative first, and then, you know, probably favoured by the BBC second, because the BBC don't get a lot of say over this. This will be imposed on them rather than a selection by the looks of things. And so... Oh, sorry. This article was written by Tim Shipman and Rosamund Irwin. Not the. I think these are the people who took the photographs. That would make sense. Tim Shipman does good work, to be fair. And so yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.